Hello again, this is Jamie with the Dude Society. I'm here today to show you a little bit more about Clarisonic, which is a skincare tool that I've reviewed on the site previously. In the review, I really just talked about the device, and it is one of those things that you don't really understand it fully until you see a little bit more about what it is. So I definitely wanted to take this time to show you a little bit more about it. Just to get this out of the way, this is not a sponsored video. This is not an advertisement. I'm not being paid to say anything in particular about this product. I bought it myself. I did not get it for free. I bought this Clarisonic Pro on Amazon.com for about $200. So just to make that clear before we start. So the Clarisonic Pro is what I have. It comes in a box just like this. Mine says Pro, but the other models are honestly very similar. So everything I'm about to tell you applies to all models. It's not specific to this one. Although if you do want a Clarisonic Pro, you can get them on Amazon. Clarisonic does not sell it directly because it's actually intended for skincare professionals, quote unquote. I'm not sure I'm a skincare professional, but I figured Pro's got to be the best, so that's why I bought it. The packaging is pretty nice. The device is normally visible here. Obviously I've taken it out of the box, but you have some other information, and there's some more space in the box for the other accessories that come with the Clarisonic, which I'm going to show you in a second. So basically, besides the main device in the box, you have these cleansers. These are 1 ounce sample cleansers. I actually only tried one of them very briefly because I have my own Dermalogica cleanser that I like using. So I really don't have a strong opinion on them. You can get them and try them, and if you like them, you can order full-size bottles of these. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about those, honestly. Other than that, you get one brush to start with the Clarisonic. This is the box that the brushes come in. I will show you more specifically what the brush is just in a second here. So this is the Clarisonic. This is the device itself. This is the charging cradle. It's similar to a Sonicare in the way it charges. There's no metal contacts. It just sits in there and charges. It's also similar to Sonicare in principle as well. I know I have a Sonicare toothbrush. A lot of other people I know have Sonicare toothbrushes, and it's a similar concept. It's a brush that pulses or vibrates very quickly, so that without moving the brush or the toothbrush very much, it does a very thorough job of cleaning. Using sonic fancy waves and such. So basically, with the Clarisonic, you wet your face like you normally would, put on some cleanser, brush it around a bit on your face. Then you take the Clarisonic, you turn on your water, warm water, wet the brush, and then you start the cycle by hitting this button. And I think you can probably hear this. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this inner circle of brushes is pulsing very fast. This outer circle of bristles is not moving at all. This is useful because when this is wet and with water and cleanser, it does mist a little bit. So this outer ring of bristles helps keep any excess water or cleanser in. Now basically, on your wet face, I'm showing you with my hand, but this would be your face, you can go in slow circular motions and clean your skin. You really don't need any pressure of any kind, and it does a pretty good job. You just heard this beep, and this works in a similar way to Sonicare in that it beeps at 15 or 30-second intervals to show you that you should move from one area of your face to the next. There's a 1-minute cycle and a 2-minute cycle divided into 4. So it's either 15-second intervals or 30-second intervals. The first, you do your forehead. The second is your nose and your chin, and then one each for your cheeks. So it's really easy. What I really like about Clarisonic is that although it may not be the only way to get your face clean, it is a really easy one, because otherwise, you might need a cleanser, you might need a scrub. Depending on how OCD you are, you might want to use a mask, then a moisturizer and a toner. And you still want to use the moisturizer and the toner, obviously, but in terms of having to use a scrub on your face every day, which I normally do, just because I have a skin condition that does cause an above average amount of buildup on my face, to the point where I do want to use some sort of scrub every day. The Clarisonic has actually significantly reduced the need for me to do that. So if I'm using this every day, it actually removes a lot of the dead skin cells from my face that I would normally need to use a scrub for. Is that to say I never use the scrub? No. Sometimes I'll feel like using the scrub, but it definitely alleviates the day-to-day need to always use it. And that's one of the things I really like about Clarisonic. In terms of the brush, the brushes are detachable. You kind of push it down and turn, kind of like a pill cap, and the brush comes off. The brush you do have to replace. It gets a little worn, it gets dirty. You can clean it with antibacterial soap, which is, I actually use my hand soap, which happens to be antibacterial. I put a little of this on there and clean it with hot water. That does work. I mean, I've discovered that despite cleaning it regularly, this brush actually starts to smell fairly quickly. So, I replace them probably more often than you have to, but given that you're cleaning your face with this and it's on, around, and under your nose, I prefer to have a fresh brush more often than not. So, I've been replacing mine every few weeks or so, but you might be able to get longer on each brush. That said, they're only about $20 for a new brush, so it's not the end of the world replacing it more regularly. Yeah, so that's an overview of what Clarisonic is. If you have any questions, definitely post them on the site, and I will do my best to answer your questions. It's a great device, men and women. I mean, I know a lot of women have these, so I guess I'm not really talking to you right now, but guys, a lot of guys don't wash their face enough or properly. So, just like kids don't brush their teeth well, this is a good device to have where you know exactly how long you're going to be using it. It's doing the same thing every time, so there's really no way to cut corners with this in terms of not washing your face enough at night. And it's really important to have a clean face. I won't go on about that, because cleaning your face is something I'm going to talk more about in future articles and such. But this is a great product. Check it out. You can always return it if you don't like it, but it's definitely something I recommend. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you very much. Again, this is Jamie from the Dude Society. I'll speak to you soon.